Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris on Prehistoric Facts. This is a Q&A episode, and so let's actually jump right into it, shall we? So we'll start with the YouTube questions. So, Zilla got a couple questions for me. Who would win, Tarbosaurus or Daspletosaurus? Ooh, that's a good one. So Tarbosaurus, larger than Daspletosaurus. Tarbosaurus can actually get between 35 and 40 feet, whereas Daspletosaurus can be 25 to 30 feet. So in terms of how they're going to be looked upon, I would say that the Spletosaurus is actually still going to be robust, but I think it's going to be faster than Tarbosaurus. Tarbosaurus is still a little bit is still bigger than the Spletosaurus, so it's going to be on the robust side a little bit. But I would still say Tarbosaurus because it's still pretty close to Tyrannosaurus Rex in terms of body design. That I think the Spletosaurus would probably have no chance. I would probably say that Tarbosaurus would actually have that one. And then your other one, who would win, Yutyrannus or Allosaurus? Ooh, so two dinosaurs that lived at different times. One in the late Jurassic period, one is actually in the early Cretaceous. So they're actually the same size if you actually look at them, and they almost look similar. But it's just that Yutyrannus belongs to the Tyrannosauridae, and whereas Allosaurus is part of the Allosaur family, of course. So they're going to be very similar in size. In terms of who I think is actually going to have the better chances of actually winning this fight, I'm going to say Allosaurus. I'd say Allosaurus will probably win this battle a little bit more, probably more than what Yutyrannus would give it credit for. I'm pretty sure Yutyrannus could actually win that battle probably, like, say, maybe 3 out of 10 times, whereas Allosaurus is going to win 7 out of 10 times. Because first and foremost, they actually have big arms with big hand claws. I think it's just that Allosaurus's arms are actually going to be used a lot more in this fight, whereas Yutyrannus is only going to use its jaws a little bit more, because Tyrannosaurs would actually be using their jaws more than actually using their arms. But I would think that speed is actually going to be the one ability that I think Allosaurus actually has the edge, is that speed, and also that axe, that hatchet swinging type of motion, that it could actually use its upper jaw to just use it like a hatchet to give deep lacerating wounds on Yutyrannus, and Yutyrannus probably would not have that much of a chance against Allosaurus. So I would take Allosaurus over Yutyrannus on that one. All right, to the Facebook question, Benjamin from Hong Kong. So couple few questions. So let's see here. Let's dive to this. So, are Apatosaurus and Brontosaurus the same dinosaur? It's actually still debated to this day of whether or not Brontosaurus is its own species, or is it still Apatosaurus. It's still being debated. There's some scientists that say yes, Apatosaurus and Brontosaurus are totally different species. They're their own species. They should actually Brontosaurus could actually be categorized as like a sister species of Apatosaurus. But then there's scientists that still say that, like, oh, no, Brontosaurus is still Apatosaurus. It's just that you just don't see a lot of differences in it. It's just that mainly, like, there's probably small differences where they could probably just call them two subspecies that are actually the same dinosaur. But pretty much that's what it is. Is that you actually could actually have two subspecies that are actually very, very similar to each other, or otherwise, could they be sister species? That's always been the question. So I would say that it's still up in the air right now, but I'm still open-minded about this whole debate. So I'm pretty on the middle on this one. That it could be Brontosaurus could be its own species, or it could just be another Apatosaurus. But we'll just have to see once there's more evidence to actually show for it. Is Yutyrannus the king of all early Cretaceous tyrannosaurs? I can't really say on that one. That's kind of a question that I tend to not actually answer that much, because that's kind of a lot of guesswork on that part. So that one I really can't say. Can Deinonychus easily scare off Acrocanthosaurus? I think juvenile Acrocanthosaurus, it could actually get scared away from, like, say, a pack of Deinonychus. But when it comes to, like, say, an adult Acrocanthosaurus against Deinonychus. An adult Acrocanthosaurus is going to hold its own, and Deinonychus would not dare fight a large carnivore like Acrocanthosaurus when it's an adult. But when the Acrocanthosaurus is a juvenile, yes, it could scare off. Um, uh, the Deinonychus could scare off an Acrocanthosaurus. That's probably what it would actually happen. Um, but most of the time, an adult Acrocanthosaurus would still hold its ground, still be the bigger dinosaur, still be the big intimidating dinosaur to Deinonychus. But Deinonychus would actually probably be having its own territory, whereas Acrocanthosaurus would have its territory, and so on and so forth. Because predators would not dare cross each other's territories just to like interact with each other. That's not how that works. So that's how when it does happen, it's mainly for uh, really scarce food sources, scarce of prey. How that would happen. But Deinonychus would actually scare off a juvenile more than an adult Acrocanthosaurus. And who would win, Tarbosaurus or Acrocanthosaurus? So you have a late Cretaceous Tyrannosaur go up against around say an early proto Carcharodontosauridae, proto Carcharodontosaur, or otherwise just an allosaur. Um, different times, and also different continents. That's pretty difficult, but I'm probably going to give the edge to Tarbosaurus just a tad bit. I'm going to say that Tarbosaurus would actually have the better senses, the better vision, to actually find the weak spots of Acrocanthosaurus. Acrocanthosaurus would definitely have the mass to actually to stand with Tarbosaurus. But the thing is that I think the quickness of a Tyrannosaur is gonna, and also the brain power of a Tyrannosaur is actually going to be the thing that's going to outdo the Acrocanthosaurus. Because if you look at a Tyrannosaur brain compared to like an Allosaur brain, Tyrannosaurs are a little bit higher up on the animal intelligence scale and compared to when it comes to dinosaurs. So that really actually can show there. And I would probably say that Tarbosaurus would still be able to beat Acrocanthosaurus, even though Acrocanthosaurus has got probably the muscle mass and also the strength to match up with Tarbosaurus. It's just that I think Tarbosaurus, with the speed and also the better senses, the better vision, hearing, smell, and also the biting strength of our Tarbosaurus would actually win the day over Acrocanthosaurus. All right, that's it for now. And so next week would actually be a special episode. I'll let you guys know what kind of prehistoric animal we'll be talking about. So stay tuned for that. And you can still send me questions about dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life by email me at dinochrist71@gmail.com. Or just go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, you actually post your questions in the comments section. Please don't send it to me on Messenger, because Messenger, it's only for a private conversation that you want to have with me, and so forth. And also for YouTubers out there, feel free to like the video, and also like every single video if you want to, share every single video if you want to, and also subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, and also stomp on that notification bell so that way you can get weekly updates on every single video that actually comes out. And so hopefully you get, and also put your questions in the comment section, because I do read them all, and hopefully you get like say a shout out for your question. And so, but remember, keep your questions short to the point. You could also follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. It's my Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there. And also take care of the people around you. And also, for your younger people out there, to make sure you listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. So, best motivation to have a good education. It's very important to have a good education. So with a good education, you'll get a good job in the future. And feel free. And also, you've been seeing that I've been putting links in the descriptions lately. So that's pretty much what I'll be doing pretty much now. Q&A episodes, I won't be doing that much, but with special episodes and extra episodes that actually cover a paleontological topic, I will be putting descriptions in the comments, putting links in the description, so that way you can click on those, and you can actually get like the papers and all that. And also check out Colossal Fossils, and I'll put the link to Colossal Fossils website, so that way you can check it out. And also feel free to donate if you want to, and donate to the museum that I work for. so that way we can actually give you some pretty good content in years to come. All right, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week.